Well, it looks like it's back on. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Rolando Romero. We're going to talk about that in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Once again, it's on. Subscribe to the channel. Now, let's jump into it. The WBA just declared on their official verified page. You guys can see it on the screen. It says, the World Boxing Association, WBA, Championships Committee ordered the lightweight world title fight between champion Gervonta Davis and mandatory challenger Rolando Romero, aka Rolly, hashtag Davis Romero, says the pioneer body sent the formal communication to both teams of both fighters, who will now have 30 days, which expires next February 24th, to reach an agreement. Now, the great Ego Stradamus strikes again. I told you this should rightfully so be the next fight and the next move for Gervonta Davis. Reason being, this fight was already scheduled. There were some accusations wagered against Rolando Romero, which at the time they had to look into it and investigate it. And the powers that be it Showtime, CBS, Premier Boxing Champs, or whoever, deemed it was not befitting to sell a pay-per-view with one of the guys in the main event was dealing with some charges and an investigation. So they did the right thing and withdrew Rolly Romero, and they replaced him with Isaac Pitbull Cruz, which turned out to be a good fight. Showed us a lot about Tank. You know, he battled injury, nursed the injury, and still came out with the dub. And also, Isaac Pitbull Cruz made a name for himself, and people seem to enjoy his effort and performance. So it kind of worked out for everybody. Isaac Cruz, even in the loss and the defeat, it blew him up. Pause. And Gervonta Davis kept his perfect record intact and had LeBron James and a healthy, very nice live gate from the event, formerly known at the Staples Center. Last fight, I believe, they just changed the name for the Staples Center, and that was the last fight that I can think of that took place in that venue. So now Rolly has since been acquitted of the charges. Now, excuse me if I'm just giving you guys the cliff notes, but I do this every single day. So it's up to you guys to subscribe to the channel if you want to be tapped in and know what's going on in the sport of boxing. So that's why some of this stuff is a recap, because I take the time out to inform and give you guys the latest and greatest in boxing news. So you guys are subscribe to the channel and check out the videos so you're up to speed. Other than that, I'm just going to move forth for my regulars who already know the information because they're subscribed. So as you guys know, Rolly beat his case. Charges were, I guess you could say, dropped. It was never formalized and it never became anything. So Rolly, before going to any kind of trial or deeper investigation, for whatever reason, it was determined that the charges weren't going to stick. So the case had basically been dropped. That makes Rolly a free man. And this is what he said all along. He said he didn't do anything. And, you know, that's what we have to go off at the moment. I'm trying to find his page at the moment. So Rolly's free to now fight with no restraints or no pending investigation, which is good. And now with the WBA ordering the fight, then it looks like that's the next logical thing. And Mayweather Promotions already did a press conference for the fight, and it had some excitement. People were tapped into the press conference. So I can't wait. You know, I predicted this was going to be the next fight, and it looks like we're well on our way to having that happen. The great Ego Stradamus, I told you, I try my best to give you guys reliable and accurate information, and it looks like it's headed that way. This is a great fight. They're probably trying to keep up the trend of Tank on pay-per-view. Rolly is a charismatic personality. And the funny thing is, I can already, oh, he hit that little drop on him. I can already imagine that old media is not going to be pleased. They were hating on the fight the first time. So most definitely the Tank detractors and the Tank haters, they're going to hate on the fight again. and say, oh, why is Tank fighting Rolly and things like that. But ironically enough, old media, they want to have their cake and eat it too. There's nothing you could really say about a champion with a secondary belt, and the WBA, they're the ones that ordered the fight. So how can fans even complain about this again when rightfully so, Rolly, the charges were dropped and he shouldn't have missed out on the payday. So I'm happy for Rolly that he's getting the opportunity. I mean, imagine if somebody had some claim against you and during the pending investigation, you couldn't get paid. You know, you couldn't get paid on that assignment and then it never went anywhere and you're just supposed to be out a paycheck. That's not right. And again, the WBA, they ordered the fight. There's not really much that Tank Davis can do if he wants to keep that belt. And this is an easy in-house fight to make. Mayweather Promotions, it was already scheduled. People complained about it, but then still watched the press conference and they'll still watch the actual fight. And it's just ironic to see old media when Gennady Golovkin had no guys, had Max. Yeah, his punch is nothing, it's average. Right? When Triple G is fighting people you've never heard of, like Camille Sesmeta and Dominique Wade, old media justifies it and say, oh, but that's his mandatory. When Canelo paid, you want paid. When Canelo Alvarez fought for God knows what other reason, Avni Yildirim off a 2-year layoff and a loss, old media justified it, saying, oh, that's his mandatory. And these are, again, guys with no threat. Rolly is bigger than Tank, and he got cracks. He's a big puncher. So it's going to be interesting to see how old media tries to pitch some way to hate on this particular fight, when in the end, we've suffered through Canelo versus Yildirim. And I didn't even, no one had even seen Yildirim. I had only seen him because of the Durrell fight, right? And then other guys like Camille Sesmeta, as I mentioned, for Triple G. And these fights seem to be okayed, and the justification is the mandatory. So, boom, Tank's in the same position. It's a mandatory. Deal with it. Subscribe to the channel. I'm the best in the business. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.